Hi, welcome to Rays of Inspiration. I'm outside today and I was gonna wear my sunglasses, but then I hate to do that because I like you to be able to see me, and I want to be able to see you. With my sunglasses on, I can't always see the screen. So anyway, I'll be squinting. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Today's Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all our fathers out there and our husbands that are dads, you know. So anyway, I hope you're having a great Sunday so far. Welcome to Rays of Inspiration. This is your weekly dose of inspiration, and today I want to share with you my thoughts on acceptance versus individuality. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that over the last week. I'm Diane Ruff. I'm a mother of 3, grandma of 6. I'm a Nana, and I've been married 38 years. I'm in education. I just finished my 26th year of education, so I'll be starting 27 years of education. I've been a teacher for 15 years, and a principal for, now 12 years, and there goes a wasp. I hate wasps. And I love teaching, absolutely love it. And now I am, exploring and teaching on wellness, and I love doing that. I hold classes here at my house. I do ITOVI scans, I do raindrops, all of those things. So if you're interested in any of that, you need to contact me, because it all has to do with wellness and promoting your personal wellness. I got into Young Living about 4 years ago due to what brought me to Young Living was my son's addiction. It has been a rough road with addiction. I don't know if you have addiction in your family, but whether it's alcoholism or drug addiction or some other addiction, gambling, addiction can really wreak havoc on a family. And so through that process, I've learned, my whole family actually has learned to be survivors. We're not victims. And so I just want to empower you, to be your best self, that you can overcome whatever it is that's troubling you, and you can promote and be your healthy self. So with that, everything I share is just my personal opinion. I just hope that it'll give you some insight and help you. So today, this past week, it's come up quite a bit in my devotions and in conversations with friends, this whole idea of acceptance, and then, how to honor your true self, your individuality at the same time. So last night, it was kind of a culminating effect for me because I was watching Anne of Green Gables. When I watch TV shows, I actually like them to be very Pollyanna. That's just me. I think life is hard enough, let alone watch things that can, upset you even more or just cause more anxiety. So I like shows that are Pollyanna. Anyway, I was watching Anne of Green Gables. I love the story of Anne of Green Gables. And the episode last night was all about her being accepted by her peer group, because she's such an individual and she's kind of out there in her thinking and her thoughts. And she's an orphan and she's being adopted, and just that whole struggle of acceptance and keeping her individuality. And I was intrigued by that again. And, so this morning, as I was thinking about things that I've been pondering all week, the need to be accepted is such a deep need. I mean, we're born with it. It's in our DNA. We need humans. We need families. We need relationships. That's all part of how God made us. We need to be accepted. But we also are created to be individuals, and we have our own unique DNA, and we've been given our own specific dreams and wants and talents to do things. My talent is to teach. I'm not an artist. I'm not a musician. I love being a mom and a grandma. So, we all have our individual things that we're good at. So how do we balance the two? Peer groups are powerful. They're tough. When we're kids and we're in middle school and high school, we think, oh man, we can't wait to get out of school to get away from the peer groups. But they're always with us. They're with our workplace. They're our friend groups. Our peer groups have a powerful influence over us. And so just how do we, balance that? So I've been wondering lately, and I've been thinking too, what if you do something that your peer group doesn't agree with? What if you have, there goes that wasp again, what if you have those beliefs and that are different from your peer group? You don't necessarily believe the same way they do. Do we speak up for ourselves? Do we just go along with it? Do you find that you have any convictions, or do you just find that you just constantly go along with everybody to the point that you're not honoring yourself? Well, I'm learning that, the need to be accepted is very powerful, but I'm also learning that the need to be true to myself is just as powerful. We are all created as individuals, but we need to honor that individuality as well. So how do I go about doing that? Well, the first thing that I've done over the last couple of years is just getting to know myself. I started keeping a journal. I write down my likes, my dislikes, what I believe, what I don't believe, my desires and my goals. And they don't always align with my husband. They don't always align with my best friend. They don't always align with my friend group. But that's okay, And then the second thing, so the first thing is just get to know yourself. What are you here for? Why are you here? And then the second thing is understand that each person is on their own journey in life. And the decisions they make are theirs to make. The decisions you make are your decisions to make. And I think that's probably the toughest thing that I've had to deal with, is understanding that my adult children are on their own paths. And while I'm very proud of my daughters, they do a wonderful job. They're great mothers. I'm just very proud of them. It's harder for me with my son because he's making decisions that are not good. But at the same time, he's been put on this earth. He's on a journey, and I just, have to honor his journey and understand that he is the only one that can change things. And if this is his journey to be, this is his journey. So just understanding that each one of us is on their own journey. Doesn't make it any easier, but it's just an understanding. Again, thinking about making career changes. Maybe you want to make a career change. Maybe you want to just do something totally different and you feel it in your gut to do it, your soul to do it, but you're afraid to do it because you're afraid of what people will think around you. If it's something that your soul's been telling you to do, that the Spirit's been telling you to do, then you need to step out in faith and do it. And the people closest to you, they love you, they'll understand, They might not at first, but if they're to be in your life, they'll understand. Speak up for yourself. That's the third thing. Speak up for yourself. This is tough, and I also find this very hard to do. But as each week passes, I feel like I get a little less swayed by the peer groups around me, and I make decisions based on what I know is best for me. And, when I do that, I have a sense of peace. And at the time, it might be a little awkward, and I'm not saying that we ever need to be rude or anything, but sometimes we just need to say, that's not in my best interest, or I'm not able to do that, but certainly I honor you and you go for it, But being true to yourself, because at the end of the day, you'll have peace about it. And finally, acknowledge your hurt feelings, because whenever we aren't accepted by the group, we're hurt. Even though we might be following our life's path and we know this is what's best for us, it still at times is hurtful and we feel hurt. But we really need to look at that and say, okay, if this relationship ends, maybe it's in my best interest. Maybe it hasn't been serving me like it used to, and I'm just moving on, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or, the people closest to you will accept you for who you are. But likewise, we need to do the same when they're making their decisions for themselves. So, what helps me in transforming my thinking is aromatherapy. I love aromatherapy. It has changed my life. There's so much science in aromatherapy, and I'd love to share with you that, but not today. Today's not the day. But here's my oil of acceptance. I have been using this acceptance essential oil from Young Living for a long time, for several years, and I like to apply it over my heart, and I put it there, and I just pray that I will be accepting of others, that others will be accepting of me, and that I accept myself for who I am, because I've got faults, I've got good qualities, bad qualities, but I am who I am, and God made me, who I am, so I just need to accept everything about myself. And I think that that's a lot too, that I've had trouble with, but I see in other people, is that they don't accept themselves for who they are. They don't love themselves. And that's really the beginning of all of this, is just, you are God's creation. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. So accept who you are. And if there's parts of yourself that you don't like, then begin to change that. And that's what I've done. And I have a long way to go. So I just like sharing my journey with you. So my hope is that this ray of inspiration will motivate you to be your best self, and and that you'll be able to honor your journey on the planet, because you're here for a purpose. Have a great day. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. And until next time, comment below. I would love to know your thoughts. Share with me, what you're thinking, and talk to you soon.